Welcome to Unapologetically Rich, the show for high-achieving women who refuse to settle. I've helped over 51 women become millionaires and multimillionaires. You're next. I'm here to unlock the next level of wealth, freedom, fulfillment, and feminine power. So hit the follow button, share this with every woman who needs to hear it, and get ready, because every week we're diving deep and rising higher. This is the Unapologetically Rich Show. Are you ready? Let's get to it. Don't ever ask somebody for something first. First, create a connection. If you want to make, you don't even know if you want to be partnered with this person, if you want to do business with them. First, see if there's a friendship, see if there's a connection, and then maybe as a natural progression, you guys can help each other. I can't stand when I meet people and they hear what I do or something like, what can you do for me?
Yeah.
Instead of even offering value at first, or even say I don't even like, because I don't like you. But really connecting with people on a very human level is so important, you know? So that shows the power of connection. As we were talking about connection earlier, and being able to provide value, sharing content. A lot of people are stingy with that because they don't live in abundance. We were talking about this last night where like, if you live in a scarcity mindset, you're gonna create more scarcity. But when you're truly a genuine person, like you really care about getting people's messages out there. If they have a powerful message, you're like, I'm gonna help you because it was my calling to help other people bring their power of awareness or the message out there. And that is probably the most selfless service thing you could possibly do, because you're not even asking what's in it for me. You're thinking about the people that you can reach, and you being the vessel. I mean, that is powerful stuff. To know that I don't think a person that is in if you're not in abundance could do something like that, because they'd be jealous, or they'd be, I don't want them to, have something up on me, make more money than me. If you don't say what you're gonna do what you say you're gonna do, all those things, keep your word to yourself, show up as that person who is highest alignment. We talked about this last night. Yeah. Being in alignment is so important. Like, don't say one thing and do another, and just try to be a good person. It's actually, it sounds so simple, but a lot of people actually don't get that formula. I love to offer and give first, and people always say, you overgive, you're connecting. I'm like, because it's so natural for me. I'm like, you need to know that person, you need that person, and I don't expect anything in return. But if someone keeps doing it over and over again, and it's like it's an ask, then it becomes, I don't want to do it anymore, So let's talk about speaking, because I know many of you listening, you all want to get on stages, like to learn how to speak. You want to get your message out there. I feel like everybody has a message worth sharing. I feel like we came here with something unique. Maybe you just don't know what it is yet, what your purpose is yet. And, I feel like for me, that my mess became my message. The things that I went through. We talked about our histories last night, and there was a point in time where both of us actually didn't share what went on in our lives, but then realized that, people have to see that this is not the pretty package you see here. There's a place that we came from, and I think everybody has that. I hear all the time, where's the stages? Everybody wants to speak, but maybe they're not the greatest speaker yet. Speaking and monetizing your speak from stage is really important, but also the value you give, and the connections. We were giving some love advice to one of our friends last night at dinner. We're like, that's a no. He's doing this. No, we have high standards for ourselves and what we're doing. And we're talking about being a powerful woman, and what is a powerful woman? How does she think and feel? But she's first how she treats herself and what standards she has for herself. Because sometimes a lot of the women who are really powerful lower that standard and accept less, because a lot of people are afraid to share the message, believe it or not. Do you know that? Even though they say they want to be a speaker, to reach that level of vulnerability where we got real and raw last night, with each other, it's like, that is what people connect to, though. They don't want the fluff, they want the real, right? You last night said something that was just so extraordinary that I had to give you props for it, because she said, I let a woman take my power away. Instead of blaming a woman for an action, she said something like this, it was like, you said it in such a way that it was like, I'm taking full responsibility for this. And that's a woman who is empowered. That's what a powerful woman says. A woman who is in abundance. But a woman who is in scarcity or disempowered would say, that woman did this thing to me, took from me, and would play the victim. And that shows how far, because of your upbringing, that shows how much work you've done to get to that spot, which is huge. But you wouldn't be this far in where you are if you didn't have that mindset of abundance or wealth, or to look at helping others. You would be just sitting there going, I'm gonna let what happened to me destroy me and be poor me all the time, which you didn't do. We talked about having faith last night, or just believing that it's always gonna work. Everybody that I've interviewed has this mindset. And I know people listening are like, well, how do I exercise this belief that it's always working out for me? Like, I have a saying in my business, in my life, it's happening. It's happening. I don't know when it's going to happen. The how and the when are not my concern, but just for me to believe that it's happening and get alignment with it, do all the things, be the woman who attracts those things into her life, because I can't expect amazing things to come in my life if I don't also feel that within myself, right? Also, if you have not got your ticket for the Wealth Consciousness event in Chicago, it is October 2nd and 3rd. And this event is not like one of those events where you go to and there's just tons of speakers and you're just in the audience, just getting your ear talked off. It is a transformative event. So what does that mean? You are looking to get your $1 million a year, or maybe you're looking to make your next 5 million or whatever it is. It's an up-leveling 2-day transformation. So you're going to go in there. We're going to do workshop events. What is that going to mean? Well, we're going to first start with the identity work, which I think is really, really important. Some of the exercises that we did last year, at our event, which were really transformative, we showed how in real time, why people are afraid to actually even have more money or to create more wealth. And we showed you, so you can identify, hey, these are the things that I'm doing right now in real time. What that does is it helps with the implementation process. It helps with you integrating and embodying that next level of wealth. When you join our programs, you do get to that level, but when you're in the room, you can implement, integrate, and embody so much faster. So we're going to take you and your business to that next level. We're going to talk about how you grow your brand and what are the important things about growing your brand, how you're going to attract your high premium client. But also we're going to go into what is it that can create the most amount of wealth for you so you can work less and make more. A lot of the times people are at capacity and they don't know how to really let in more wealth. But what we're going to do in these 2 days is we're going to walk you through our transformative process so that you're just not getting information, but you're getting an opportunity to integrate through our very unique framework so that you can integrate the things that you're learning in real time. And one of the things is when you do something, your nervous system gets regulated faster. When you're able to perform an activity in real time, the nervous system gets regulated for big money. Also, what happens is whatever fears that people usually have around money that creates money leaks or is not really helping you expand up into that next level of power, in real time, what's going to happen is you're going to start rewiring your neural pathways. So you're not going to have a fight or flight, response system when it comes to money. You're going to be able to open up for more cash and more wealth to flow in. So this is transformation plus integration, implementation, and embodiment. These 2 days, you're going to be able to be in the room. And listen, when you're in a level of consciousness around other people, I'll give you an example. When you're meditating and you're meditating by yourself, there's one level of consciousness. You get in a room and you're meditating with 600 other people, your level of consciousness expands faster. Well, think about it that way with wealth consciousness. You get to expand faster at a rapid rate with other people in the room that are also elevating their consciousness. You're going to transform in 2 days way faster than if you stayed at home and did it on your own. So that's why you need to be in the room. That's why you need to get a ticket. All right. We hope to see you there. I think we have 4 VIP tickets left. Get in the room so you can get coached by me with hot seat coaching. Imagine if I can get to the root of one of your issues really fast, or even identify an issue you didn't even know that's holding you back from your, $100,000 or even $1 million months. We want to see you there. So go grab your ticket. Money's not going to come in and change you, right?
Yeah.
But it's how you live your everyday life and what you're thinking and feeling about and what your experiences are in your life and how you feel. You took all of those things that were meant to destroy you and you created gold out of it. That's what I did too. It wasn't easy. Watching the sunrise actually is something that connects you to a higher source. Watching the sunrise and sunset, look it up. But more spiritual people, my kids will stop whatever they're doing because I bought my house just for the sunsets. They'll be they'll catch it. Even if we're not together, we'll text each other the sun's not intentionally, but just because it's it's a beautiful connection with Mother Earth. And it's that's pure beauty, watching something like that fabulous, and every day's a new day when you see the sunrise. Success is trying to fix something that's inherently off with them inside, where we had to go fix ourselves inside because we realized the success was not going to do that for us. And that's the hard work that you have to do. My show is called Unapologetically Rich. And I need to preface this because everybody's been having different definitions. But the reason why I came up with that is that I believe that we don't have to justify why we want and desire to have wealth. Money is a tool, but it also is something that if we limit ourselves to it, then we don't have as many opportunities that come our way. With more money, we can book more stages, have more people. I believe that you get to be unapologetic about it. So you don't have to justify why you want the money, justify or prove. I was just last week I was at dinner with 20 something men and just me. And there's a lot of zeros at that table. Okay, you know who was at that table.
Yes.
A lot of zeros were at that table. And I'm I want to create these tables for women too. I want women, because for men to make the money, it's just almost like a standard. And I want to normalize us women having big money, being successful with what we do, and not having to say, well, I want it because I want to give it away to the needy, or I want it because I want to do this. None of them are saying that. Not one man at that table is saying, I'm doing it to start foundations. But I feel as women, because we're nurturers, we have to justify why we want to be wealthy and successful. And I feel like, let's be unapologetic about it, ladies. Like, yes, we can give, but can we create wealth just because, for our kids, and do whatever you want with it? You don't have to do the good deed. Mother Teresa had a jet. Okay, so I'm trying to say right here, I want to normalize this, and it's really, really important for me. So I'm bringing on women who are sharing that, and it took me a while, to be honest, to come up with the word rich on my show, because there's such a bad connotation about it. People have negatives around it, but for me personally, I feel like I have a definition of it. Not lowering my standards is rich. Not being apologetic about
Not
why I
settling.
want it. Settling. That's unapologetic. I mean, I'm going to say and do, and you're always going to know where you stand with me. I want people who are honest and straight shooters that are just going to be authentic and just be real.
100%.
That is so important to me. That's rich
100%.
to me. My kids having wealth and the legacy of it is rich too, So every single day you set this intention to make a difference in someone's lives. Doesn't matter if it's a barista, Uber driver, and it's just a matter of like sharing your magic with somebody to give them a piece of your love that you have inside of you, because you're going to be millions of people with their messages. It's not just hundreds, but millions with what you're doing, because you're providing them a platform to share their gift, because maybe one talk can change someone's life. Showing up and being seen, it is such a terrifying thing for people to show up and be present and let people see who they are. Like maybe they're starting their career out as a speaker, or just even just showing up and making videos, or maybe even just wanting, like if I see someone's tail, they're something dragging on the ground, I'll stop them. I see so many people just walk right by, and I'm like, why wouldn't you say something to them? Like, and they're afraid to even talk to the person. Like, they can be even that level of fear, Again, if you haven't got your ticket to the Wealth Consciousness event, it's October 2nd and October 3rd. This is going to be an event that's going to basically fast track your results. This is when you're not just getting information, but you're going to be able to implement, integrate, and embody your next level of wealth consciousness in this 2-day immersive event. We take you through active in-person workshopping that help you regulate your nervous system in real time, rewire your neural pathways for big money. And this is so like, even if you were making $1 million a year, this is like, so there's no income leaks, there's no other places where money is leaving, but you're actually making it from a state of abundance and wealth consciousness, not just from the hustle, but really showing you how to move into that higher level of consciousness around money. This is why it's called the Wealth Consciousness event, because it's an experience of having you expand into the more. And if you're working towards your first million or your first 5 million, this also is going to help you create wealth faster. We're going to talk about you and your business, and we're going to talk about how you can expand into the more, how you can live a life that is filled with abundance. This is not just going to transform you, it's going to transform your business, your family, your team, and your friendships. You're going to probably meet your best friend in the room. It is a high level event. We do have a couple of VIP tickets left. Go ahead, grab your ticket, bring your business bestie, or come and visit and meet your bestie in that room. And this is going to be an event that really helps you fast track your results so that you can integrate, implement, and embody. This is not just for information. People go to events, get a lot of information, but they don't do anything about it. I want you to leave this event with implementation. This is why a lot of women start having their highest cash months, or they go cut their hair right when they land, because they're like, they've been transformed. I want that for you. I've seen this happen again and again throughout our events. I know and trust this process. Come be there and have the elevation, have the expansion. It's waiting for you. Your next level self is out there.